Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a midweek edition of the Shots Fired podcast. You got your boy Big Joe.
You got your boy Tutrill.
And what we're going to do today is we're just going to kind of chop it up a little bit, man. We're going to do something out of the normal format, and we're going to just hop into some stuff that we've been hearing about, talking about throughout the week, and we'll just get right into it, man. First thing I want to talk about with your T. What the hell is going on in Philadelphia right now? I mean, it seems like it is sound the alarms because it's panic mode in Philly, and you got a lot of dysfunction going into a possible playoff run. So, what do you think, man? What's your opinion of that whole situation?
I think they fans are loud, crazy, and fucking obnoxious.
Everything they
Everything that
say
they
about
say that
us.
we,
Everything they
everything they
say
say
about
we
us.
are.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They just, end of the year, they had that easy ass schedule at the beginning of the year for the majority of the year. And, once they got up to that 49ers game, it was kind of downhill from there. Um, you can kind of see the start of it pretty early with the Eagles, but they
Hmm.
were pulling the games out, so wasn't nobody really saying anything.
Right.
But bro, when you get into shootouts with the Commanders, when you getting in shootouts with the Giants and teams of that ilk,
The Cardinals.
yeah, like what is it that you expect? Like vividly, I remember we played them at Lincoln Financial, and they said, "Oh, we beat the Cowboys," and whoop de woo woo. Bro, we were literally a knee at the goal line and a step out of bounds away from whooping their ass.
and a, and a
Like
and a called back touchdown by Tony Pollard.
exactly. So and you saw what happened immediately following that. Lost to the Giants. Lost to the goddamn 49ers. They got obliterated by the 49ers.
They
And
haven't
then
lost
it
to the
just started.
Giants yet, but they lost to the Niners. They lost to the Cowboys. They lost to the Cards, and
Yeah,
they got one other loss in there to. I'm just
yeah,
kind of looking here. The
they did beat
Jets.
the Giants. Yeah, lost to the Jets. So they went on a three game slide, bro, and we just kept moseying on our way.
They yeah.
You
So
know, I don't know what the Eagles. I don't know. I just don't know, man, because you could just see us in disarray. Like players coming out talking about other players, coaches getting demoted and promoted at the end of the season. Like you moved, I can't remember the guy's name, but you elevated Matt Patricia, like Pencil Patricia. Really? So I don't know, man. I know one thing. I hate they coach. I don't really have a problem with Jalen Hurts, but I hate they smug face ass coach, Sirianni. I don't like uh their defense at all. And the offense, I've never been scared of the offense. It's really bland. So by all accounts, I will
but they got
definitely,
the tush push, bro. They got every drive starts 1st and 9.
bro. I'm not scared of that tush push. You get as many first downs as you want with that tush push. What happened when you came to Dallas? What happened when you came to Dallas?
Got
So
stomped.
yeah, man, I'm not scared of the Eagles. I'm not worried about the Eagles, and I would rather see the Eagles in the playoffs, so we can see what when it really matters,
Yeah.
and cancel all the talk that they've had all year. Um, but yeah, man, I just think that in all seriousness, I just think that between the movement of the coaches, the feelings of the players. I think AJ Brown has come out a few times this year saying, get him the ball when he wasn't even targeted. Um, them not having a run game, like there's so many issues that they've had that never got rectified because they were winning games. Winning covers everything. So it wasn't until they started losing after they were 10-1 that they started looking at those problems. But by then, it's everybody's in playoff mode at that point. So there's not
Yeah.
enough time to correct the issues.
Right. So throughout the season, you're kind of looking at that team play and you're like, everybody's on the hype train of they're winning games, winners find ways to win in close games, and it's like, but how many of those can you get away with? Eventually the law of averages balances out and you start to see the pendulum kind of even out. When you got a team that's top heavy and one possession wins, eventually it's going to have to go back the other way, right? Like it just can't
Exactly.
continue. So when you see a team that's winning, they're winning, so they don't have to do anything. Then you lose and lose and lose, and then it's like, well, we got things to correct. We're in the last week of the season. Now is not the time to be correcting issues. Now is the time to be basically sharpening whatever got you to the dance. You're sharpening that tool and you're going, hey, now I'm taking this with me into the playoffs. The thing that really got me was Philly loses and they open that door and the Cowboys now take the number 2 seed.
Yep.
What strikes me is just like I heard this and I'm thinking about it. You have a team that we lost to the Cardinals, and everybody talks so much mess about how y'all lost to the Cardinals. The Cardinals, y'all got the audacity to lose to the Cardinals, and then they lose to the Cardinals, and all of a sudden, there's nobody's talking about how bad the Cardinals are. Same thing with the Jets. Oh, y'all beat the Jets. The Jets weren't anybody, and you lose to the Jets. And then it's like, well, the Jets defense and blah blah blah, whatever. Um, Same thing with the Rams. Everybody's like, oh, the Cowboys beat the Rams, and the Rams weren't a good team. Rams
They're a
weren't really
playoff
that
team.
good.
They're about to be a playoff team.
Now you hear people talk about the Rams, and it's like nobody wants to see these Rams. This
hmm
Rams is a whole different team. Y'all don't want to see the Rams in the playoffs because blah blah blah. But when it comes to the Cowboys, we lost to the 49ers, and then we were a whole different team. But what does everybody say? The Cowboys are like the only team that can't get better, can't be a different team now from what they were. Cowboys always got to stay with the Cowboys have been. You know what I mean? Like you don't
hmm
hear nobody say, "Oh, the Cowboys, man." You don't want to see the Cowboys. It's like, same old Cowboys. But everybody else
hmm
is a whole different team from when they started. So for me, I'm looking at it now like it played into our hands because now we have the opportunity to take advantage and win this game against a team that is probably checked out. They're probably checked out as it is. And we need this win to secure the number 2. And now what are we guaranteeing? At least 1 or 2 playoff games at the house. And that's where we do our best work, at the house.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
we're also looking at possibly having a couple of opportunities for somebody else to knock off San Francisco, or ultimately, if we handle business and they handle business, we'll see them again at their house. But the opportunity for the Cowboys to turn it around now and not have to be road warriors, but actually play at home. All you got to do is handle business. What I'm afraid of is these Cowboys are going to bullshit and not take this game seriously and end up giving it right back to Philly, because that's something the Cowboys will do. They'll drop that in a heartbeat. Am I wrong?
nah. But you also got to consider that the Commanders would love nothing more than to damper our dreams because they're not in the playoffs.
Yeah, they'll play
So
spoiler.
yeah, they're gonna go out there and they're gonna play hard. We just need to we towing that fine line, bro, between we already in this game really it means something, but it don't mean anything. So we want to go there. We want to win, but we want to get out of there healthy. So I think they're gonna toe the line between okay, we would love to play Cooper Rush. Damn, I don't think I've said his name since like week 6.
We need more rush hour for sure,
yeah, like
especially this week.
we would like we gonna toe the line. We gonna want to, we love to play Cooper Rush. Probably give Trey Lance some garbage time, but just being able to get out of DC and be healthy going into the playoffs and not lose somebody that's important uh, on offense or defense. Because I'm not gonna lie, bro. A couple weeks back, I can't remember who it was. We were playing. I think it might have been the Bills. Um, Gilly was kind of slow to get up or was acting like he was hurt. I'm like, bro, we can't lose our two starting corners in the same year. Come on, bro. But luckily he soldiered through it.
Yeah.
Um, and it's looking like Tyler Smith is going to, come back and be okay. Uh, and I know we'll probably get into this at another time, but the picking up Lyle, um, and what that may do and what may happen to Steele with that pickup. So
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up. And what we can do right now is we'll transition into that, and that is the picking up of Lyle Collins. Now, the significance of that is not lost on me in the fact that Lyle he was Dak's, I would say, if not his best friend on the team when he was here, one of his best friends. And
definitely one of.
Dak's right hand man on that offensive line. But he had character problems. I mean, we all remember the whole trying to bribe the piss tester to make sure he was. It was a whole situation, man. Like he's been kind of sketchy, coming out of college. We know that story with um
The murder investigation.
right, the whole murder investigation. And like I said, you want to give him the benefit of the doubt. Now, the thing that I had heard was when he left here and he went to Cincinnati, he wasn't doing very well for Joe Burrow, and he was almost damn near immobile. Like he wasn't able to get around. He was fat, out of shape. He wasn't football ready, and he had that kind of problem here in Dallas as well. Just kind of reporting fat for lack of a better word. And I mean, you got to be a big dude to be on the O line, but you also got to be able to play 50, 60 snaps a game.
Yeah.
And I remember him
But
being on the pup and having to get in football shape. Like, damn, bro, you didn't know the season was gonna start.
I mean, bro, what I can say, offensive linemen, they are the most athletic people on the team. So if you show up out of shape, there's no place for you. I mean, his last few years here, he was pretty good. He
He
wasn't
was
just
damn
horrible.
good.
Yeah,
No,
he was pretty good. But once he got up to Cincinnati, it was like he was a turnstile. Joe Burrows, and it hasn't changed in his absence. So, um,
I think he
I
had like
mean,
bad hips, right? Was it bad hips that he was dealing with?
I don't remember what it was. I just remember he just wasn't good in Cincinnati. He
Yeah.
wasn't as good in Cincinnati as he was here.
Oh hell
Um,
no.
I,
Now
I
he's
mean,
on
I'm
the
not gonna lie,
practice
bro.
squad. He's on
Yeah,
the practice squad. Let's put that out there. But the question is, would he be able to, if he's not already, be able to get into football shape in order to maybe contribute, especially with Tyler Smith, like you mentioned, uh, having that torn plantar fascia, which they say is better than
or
straining it or
partially torn.
whatever. Yeah, like he tore it. My thing is how much is that going to affect him? You said he'll be back this week. I don't know. Like I haven't heard anything on it, but
I mean, I read about him being able to move around. He said he was feeling pretty well. So, uh, to be honest, I'll probably rest him. Uh, Lyle,
TJ Bass or whatever his name is.
put him in, or what's the other guy? I can't. He got a weird last name. Um,
So,
Umoga at Joa. Ejoa?
Chuma Edoga?
Is that his name?
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
playing for
him.
he's playing for Tyron.
Nah, Tyron is good, ain't he?
I mean, would you rather rest? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what Tyron is. Tyron's so week to week, and it's his back, and it's
Hey
his
man,
this and that, and
look, they doing like the NBA. They giving him some rest days, bro. That's all. Making sure he,
what
full
they
go
call
when
that
the
load
playoffs come.
management. They getting that
Yeah,
load management.
load management. Like that. I think early in the season, McCarthy was like, we gonna let Tyron decide when he want to practice or not. And when I first heard it, I was like, that may be the best idea that you've had since you've been the head coach, bro. Because
Hey,
his
if
back
anybody
can't
knows
hold it.
if anybody knows Tyron's body, it's Tyron.
Yeah. So, but in reference to Lyle, um, I'm not as enthused about the pickup as you are, simply because his last years in Cincinnati, he was trash, like point blank. Period. He was
Yeah.
garbage. So you're not
I
gonna find
mean,
a
he did enough to get signed by the Cowboys to the practice squad. Him and Damien Wilson, which I really
bro,
do hope Wilson can contribute, because
bro,
if one thing we need is a damn big body linebacker, bigger than what we got right now.
bro. Did Martavius Bryant do enough to get signed by the Cowboys to the practice squad? What has he done in the last few years, bro?
Hey,
Seriously,
he got cut, bro. We cut
I
him.
know,
We cut him today.
but we still signed him to the practice squad prior to cutting him. So that
But
whole
he was more insurance. Like, we have so many damn wide receivers. It was just like, if one of the backups goes down, it's good to have him there. But we just didn't need him. So I mean, being gone 4 years, you think he was ever going to crack that rotation? Not really.
bro, sometimes the Cowboys do things, and I'm like, what's the point of doing that? And that was one of those things. Um, I know it's not an abundance of great offensive linemen out there, so Lyle may be the best available player, and hopefully he can return to that form that he had when he was here. Um, and unlike when we pay our players, they become the best of tier 3.
Yeah.
Hopefully he returns to his formation when he was tier 1 Pro Bowl caliber.
Hell, I'll
Lyle
take
Collins.
a high tier 2, bro. Just give me a high
Bro,
tier 2. He does bring some position flex. He can play both guard and tackle, but I think he will be a tackle primarily,
bro,
more than a guard.
I just need somebody to, every time I look up, Dak not running for his life, because that's what I feel like I'm looking at now. Every time I look up, he running for his life. And I swear to God, it was like after that San Fran game, bro, when he was like, I could get on the move more. We started seeing it move more, but we started seeing the pocket collapse more too.
Hey, we
So,
just all the offensive line was just like, oh, we'll take it for granted now. Like, oh,
yeah,
we see
like
he can do it. He'll handle
scramble
it. He
drill
got
every
it.
play.
Yeah.
So, yeah, bro. Hopefully, Lyle can be uh hopefully Lyle can come back and put in some work for us if we need him
Yeah,
to.
contribute, man,
Um,
for sure.
I'm thinking that he's definitely gonna be better than uh who's out there now, Terrence Steele. But you never know.
I think ultimately the other thing that kind of got Terrence Steele where he's at and Lyle out was the money. It was a money thing. Terrence Steele came way cheaper than Lyle, so there was like, Oh, we think we can get the same production out of Steel.
Yeah, of course. Of course. I
And
mean, the Cowboys gonna
now
always
here
try
we
to do that,
are.
bro.
Yeah.
Bargain.
Yeah.
We just gonna bargain.
Boy, we the Kmart shopping ass
Boy,
Cowboys. Let me tell you.
sack and save. Sack and save. Y'all don't even remember that.
Jared's
Minions.
like, we'll
Shit.
put our own groceries in the bag. Don't worry about it. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. Y'all giving us a quarter off? Yeah, we'll put our own groceries in the bag. Don't worry about it.
We don't want you boys that shop at Tom Thumb. We want you boys that come from, Dollar Tree.
Not even Dollar General, just Dollar
Yeah.
Tree, bro.
Dollar
Dollar
Tree.
Mart, bro.
Man.
Um, as far as acquisitions go, what do you think about the Cowboys doing their due diligence on Dalvin Cook?
I think that's good. I mean, you know, I've sat here all season and said that we don't have a run game. Like, I'm not impressed with the run game. Um, I think last week I called him Malik Daddle, but Rico Daddle. Tony Pollard, Deuce Vaughn. We had another guy, I can't think of his name. We might have cut him like right after the preseason or right when the season started, but bro, we just don't have a run game. And I think them doing due diligence on Cook, if they pick him up, would be great because that's the type of running that that's the run style that we were built for. Um, we're not built for the finesse football. I've said that all year. We're built power football, power run.
We need that
Um,
complimentary. We need that
and the
finesse.
finesse come off the off the bruising.
Right.
Like when Tony Pollard looked good, the reason for that is because Zeke was pounding away for 1 and 2 yard gains, falling forward. Then Tony Pollard come in with the finesse. Could he run between the tackles in some instances? Yes, not consistently, but could he do that? Absolutely. When he didn't have that, we see what he is. And then couple that with the injury that he had. So
Yeah.
yeah, man, I think that's they'll be remiss not to do any due diligence on Dalvin Cook, especially when he said, "I want to go play for a playoff team." So
Hey, we're a
come on to
playoff
Dallas,
team.
bro. Come on to
Yeah, we're
Dallas,
a
bro.
playoff team.
Hopefully those filthy Philadelphia Eagles don't slide in there and steal them though.
Nah, they wouldn't. They just run Jalen. You ain't got to worry about that. They've got two running backs on every play. I do think that the word was Baltimore was also doing their due diligence,
Yeah.
which I mean it only makes sense for them as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dalvin's a great addition if you can get him. Um, just because he's still got fresh legs, like he wasn't overly utilized with the Jets. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that they weren't a passing threat. So when you can prioritize stopping the run, what do you really have? Like you got to be extraordinary in a situation where you don't have a threat of the pass and you're just like, we're gonna stack the box because we know that you can't pass the ball. We're gonna dare you to pass the ball. And I think when you're in a situation like that, I don't think you'll succeed. I don't think most running backs would succeed. Um, Let me ask you, who was the other one? So Dalvin. Oh, I know Jay threw it in our chat, and I laughed when he threw it out there because it was funny to me. I was like, that's just outrageous. Just like, not that it'll happen, but what about somebody like Beast Mode? And I'm like,
No.
just shut the door on that. Just shut it, because there's
No.
no productivity. If you could get one guy right now outside of Dalvin, is there another guy out there that you're just like, hey man, I wouldn't mind taking a flyer on him?
No. Who
Like at
else is
all?
out there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
I mean, I don't. But I haven't kept up with free agency to be honest, because
for what?
we've
We
had
don't do
this up and
shit.
down. Yeah,
We
like
don't-
we've had an up and down season, and we don't play in free agency at all. So the
right.
likelihood of us even picking up Dalvin Cook is, we wishing on a star.
You
So
know? The Dallas
Um,
Star.
yeah, I don't know, but definitely not. And I love Marshawn, but nah, no Marshawn, bro.
Yeah, I didn't. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay, there you go.
I was asking you what else you got, man. Like, what you got? Anything else on your mind?
Just looking forward to what the playoffs gonna bring. Uh, like I said all season, we need to be like water and take the path of least resistance. I think we should play for matchups, and hopefully we can get us to an NFC championship game, bro.
At least,
Yeah,
at
at least.
least.
So we need to go out there and play for keeps this year.
Hey, so I saw something that was like Niners beat us in the what was it? In the wild card, they beat us in the divisional, and now they have the opportunity to possibly beat us in the conference. Uh, just depending on how that goes with the playoffs. And I'm just like, bruh, how much more can one team take? If you're the Cowboys, I do think that if the Cowboys and the Niners do meet up again, that there will be some sort of there's going to be a difference in mindset for this Cowboys team, because if you go in there with the same mindset and get bullied a third time, what do you do if you're a Cowboys player or a fan? Like, what the hell are you going to do at that point when you've seen the team beat the brakes off you 3 different times?
Man, if they get the brakes beat off them again, I mean, the thing is, bro, is every time we play them, it's never competitive. Like,
Well, it was competitive as far as like the score last year. I think it was pretty damn close. The only not competitive was this season.
if you look, if you remember that game, the score was not indicative of how the game
Right,
went.
right.
So fuck the score. It's not been competitive with that team at all, bro. They have beat the brakes off of us every time they played us for the
We
last, I
catching
think,
it.
3 years.
We catching a fade every time we play
Yeah.
him.
So at this point, like they got to go out there. Every Cowboys, everything you got, scrap. Go out there with some new shit and beat the 49ers, bro. Don't go out there with that same game plan that you had last year, the year before that, and this year. Scrap that shit and do something
Hey,
different.
we bet not in the season with Tony Pollard at center, getting bulldog,
Man, I'm
getting
still mad
bulldozed.
it's that way, bro. That stupid ass play.
Bro, what a way to end your career as a Cowboy. Just get mollywop.
Stupid shit.
I'm
But
telling you, but yeah,
yeah,
man.
man.
So anybody that stuck around to the end of this video, we do want to thank you for just, taking the time with us during the not normally scheduled time to enjoy this video. And we should have something with the boys probably later this week with everybody, but we just wanted to do a quick video for you guys, and we hope you enjoyed it, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace.